ScatterBreaker here. I'm on ScatterBreaker and Scatter Brothers. I'm going to combine the videos later and put them on ScatterBreaker, the man from 1976 on YouTube. At least I think I am. But that was Penetration 1 by Flat Duo Jets from Wild Wild Love. This is Rock Me Baby. And I just saw the Jesus music, which I did not realize was a documentary. And I would normally not... Oh, here. I would normally not, like... recommend going to see a documentary on the big screen, you know? I like to be considered your source for what movies to go see on the big screen. But at the same time, I usually say there's always some reason to see it on the big screen, you know. So maybe I'm not that reliable in that regard, but in any case, this is not really a big screen movie. And it was good though, actually. It was pretty good. I was kind of surprised. Well, and I think one thing is that I was thinking like, oh, the music's gonna suck. Like I don't like Christian music, so. Oh man, I need to stop doing this show. My tooth is killing me now when I talk. Oh yeah. Oh man. Wow. I need to get this fixed. So, what was I saying about that? Oh yeah, so it's a documentary, but oh yeah, what I was worried about was that the music was gonna be terrible because I don't like contemporary Christian music. Like I don't like pop music anyway, so that it basically sounds exactly the same except that it's like, you know, praising Jesus or whatever. So I was a little worried about it, but actually, you know, the soundtrack throughout it was actually pretty good, and like a lot of times it would be montages of people playing their own music, and it was all different kinds of styles, of course, and it would just have the score over it. So, and the score was kind of more like Terrence Malick, you know, Tree of Life. No, maybe not, but more like, you know, cinematic, I guess you could say. So in that way, it was better for. Oh my gosh! It was better for. Here, I'm gonna put this on this direction now. I never know which one's live, so. But it was better for. What's it called? See. Oh man, this is. I thought I had it all together. I always think I have it all together, and then I just don't as I'm talking. I mean, partly it's the, you know, switching the, you know, the camera angles, and then but how does that make me forget what I was saying, you know? Like, what's wrong with me? So yeah, anyway, Christian music. Oh, school's getting out. I think I'm gonna go a different way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go this way. Uh-oh. I can't be waiting for that. So, oh my gosh. Let me just see whether this is still possibly online. And I can still hide and show the chat, so that's good. Now, this is Wild Wild Lover by Flat Duo Jets it's an outtake actually, from the Wild Wild Love album. So that's upside down. Look at that. Upside down. So I was listening to Flat. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I was listening to Flat Duo Jets. During it, but at the same time, I didn't have to a whole lot. Like I didn't have to resort to that, I guess you could say, a whole lot. It's this way. Because the soundtrack was actually pretty good, and when it got into the 90s, you know, that music's old enough that like the pop music of the 80s and 90s, I mean, I like actually like new wave from the 80s and stuff, so, and I like, you know, the underground rock from the 90s, but like the pop music still bothers me, but it's not, it's like so long ago that I don't hear it as much on the radio, and that might be it, partly why I don't like pop music, is that it's so available, like you could hear it all the time, like, so maybe that's it, but yeah, when it's older, then I can deal with it, because it then becomes more nostalgic in a way. Not that I listen to Christian rock in the 80s and 90s, but yeah, then when it got into the 2000s, I was listening to Flat Duo Jets on my headphones a little bit, but for the most part, it was all like, it was just like the soundtrack, the score kind of overpowered everything, so it was good. And I would say though, if you do like contemporary Christian rock, then you probably would like this one on the big screen, because at times it becomes kind of like being at a concert, you know. So if you want a momentary, you know, feeling of being at a concert, then, you know, that movie would be for you on the big screen. And but mostly, now this is Apple Blossom by Flat Duo Jets from the Wow Wow Love album. Mostly it's big faces, you know, like interview type situation. So in that way, it's not really a big screen movie necessarily. And of course, when I went to see it, I thought it was going to be like a dramatic thing, like not a documentary. So I had no idea what I was getting into actually. But it was interesting back in the 70s, you know, starting with the 70s music. For some reason, I still didn't like the music when they were talking about you know, Jesus for some reason. And I'm a Christian, so it's kind of weird, but I don't know. It's like I want to hear music that's depressing somehow, or I don't know what my problem is. But yeah, like if it's like uplifting, then it becomes poppy to me or something. It like becomes like something I feel like I don't like, you know? So it's kind of weird. Oh my gosh. I can make it. Okay. I'm gonna just put it on the road here for a second. This is a time mix, apparently, of the Apple Blossom song. Actually, Apple Blossom Time is the name of the song. In this case, it's just called Apple Blossom, and in parentheses it says Time Mix. But it's kind of funny, actually. I think this is the one I did last with the FaceTime. Now, this is Bumblebee Boogie by Flat Duo Jets. And oh yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of funny because the Flat Duo Jets, they actually do "This Train," which is a gospel song actually. So it's kind of funny because that was on when I put it on during the movie whenever I was like, oh, it sounds like, you know, it's gonna be some music I don't really like, so I put it on, and it was actually it was on that one, so it was like wow, that's fitting. But at the same time, it's like what's it called? It's like damn it. Oh yeah, I had to take that break a second ago because my tooth was hurting. Like I need to see about this. But yeah, it seems, I don't know, it almost just seems to me like the music I liked the most in it was the stuff where you couldn't really tell it was Christian, you know, like They get into like the Kurt Richardson, I think was his name. Well, anyway, he did a song called Stomp, which they said actually was funnily like that it had been played in clubs and like people were dancing. I'll leave that joke for the show. I won't repeat it. But people were dancing in the clubs to that. And there were some like interesting stories actually. It was pretty interesting. Like I'd never heard about this Jesus music movement thing to come out of the hippies. Like I'd never actually heard about that. It's almost like how it's a story that's been buried almost, you know. I feel like. But then again, I don't watch the news a whole lot or pay attention to things, so I don't know. But it's kind of like Memphis 1921. Like until like I hadn't even heard about that until I was watching Lovecraft Country, and then like the next week I was watching like Watchmen, and Memphis 1921 came up again. I was like, what the heck? It's like this was a story that was buried, like, and now they're revisiting it or whatever. Like, anyway, so not to I guess draw comparisons with that, but they did get into the race thing actually, and the division between you know, within the Christian music thing, about like the you know, the fact that they're not a fully formed family of all different races yet. So it was interesting to hear some stories about that too, because, you know, I generally in my just daily life do not experience, well, this is going to sound silly for me to say it, I guess, because I'm not even allowed to have an opinion on it.
Incoming call.
But I don't
Press the pickup
have
button
the
to
experience
answer.
of racism or anybody I
Press the
know
pickup
that I know
button to
of.
answer.
At least
Incoming call.
nobody's told
Press
me
the pickup button to answer.
anything about that.
Incoming.
So either just people aren't talking about it or something, but either way, I'm not hearing about it, and I know I can't say anything about it, that or feminist issues, because of my sex and race, I think. So even though I would consider myself more Hispanic than anything, Mexican American. but I think that's why racism is a real muddy issue for me, because I don't understand it. Actually, it doesn't seem like it makes any sense at all that it would even exist. But apparently